Like I don't hold a chance. I'm 150 pounds. The two of them are dragging me into the house, and I literally can't hold them back. I mean, I felt like there was a team of horses in front of me, and I was Laura Ingalls Wilder on Little House on the Prairie. I mean, I had absolutely not a shot in hell at stopping you. Okay, so what happened is this. I was a policeman, was called to a loud party, and I got there, and honestly, like, I don't want to give anybody a hard time. I mean, some of the people there looked like they were 12 years old. I said, everybody leave. Here's the point. Get out of here. Your neighbor's called. It's too loud. You know, end this shit. Because what's going to happen is if I have to come back and then I'm going to have to lock somebody up, and I don't want to have to do that. And when I say I don't want to have to do that, I mean I really don't want to have to do that because it's a lot of paperwork. I just want everybody to go home, and I want to just go home. And that's what I think they did. Or I thought they did. But then it was hours later at the end of my shift, and I mean the end of my shift. I mean the very end of my shift. I'm talking minutes from the end of my shift, where I'm sitting just trying to look like I'm being busy at the intersection with the traffic light, and I swear to God, a stretch limo could have run the red light with Heidi Klum's head stuck out the sunroof with her hair on fire, and I wouldn't have pulled them over. And then I got called. They're calling me like, hey, something's happening. It's like, this is unbelievable. It's the end of my shift. It's the middle of the night. It's a small town. There's no way. And I thought, oh shit, it's gotta be this house. So I talked to them, and they're like, yeah, it's this house. It's like, oh God, here we go. This is gonna be all night. So I show up there expecting a loud party, and I'm gonna write up underagers and whatever. There's nobody there. I mean, the lights are out. There's nothing happening. It's like, this is weird. So I, radio in that I'm there, and like go to knock on the door, and before I can even touch the door, I'm not being judgmental, but a large woman came out with a giant, even larger than she was, like Cleaver, butcher, giant knife, and she's running at me with it, and I like immediately backed up with my gun, and I'm like, stop, like, holy shit, like I was honestly about to shoot this girl, like I'm trying to just go home, but she's sitting there, she's banging, she's like, hey, yeah, kill me. I was like, holy shit, like I need somebody else, a coroner, more police, an ambulance, an exorcist, like send me somebody. I'm where you sent me, and I need somebody else here, like anybody, give me anybody. And okay, and I'm trying to talk to her, put the knife down, it doesn't have to end like this and whatever. I mean, she's 3 times my size, so I'm not about to go try and take this knife off her. She's gonna put it through my head, like I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Well, about 10, 15 seconds later, an even bigger woman comes out the door and wraps her arms around the other woman with the knife. So now I can't shoot the woman with the knife because the other woman has, nothing to do with this because I could possibly shoot her. So I'm absolutely confused, and I'm continuously calling for literally anybody that 911 will send me to come help with what I'm trying to deal with here. And meanwhile, they're both screaming. The girl with the knife stabbed herself several different times. It was a hideous situation. At the time, I didn't carry a taser. And so I'm trying to save this girl's life. Meanwhile, I'm trying to order the other woman away, which of course she didn't listen. So now I'm going hands-on with the two of them. I mean, a combined weight, and I cannot tell you how non-judgmental I really, really am. Point is, they outweighed me by 7 or 8 times. I mean, it might have been 10 times. But I'm now hands-on with both of them, and they're both slippery as hell because they're covered in this girl's blood, and I'm just trying to save her life, and nobody's listened to a thing I say. And as I'm trying to save her life, I mean, the both of them are literally dragging me through the front door like I'm on fucking skis. Like I don't hold a chance. I'm 150 pounds. The two of them are dragging me into the house, and I literally can't hold them back. I mean, I felt like there was a team of horses in front of me, and I was Laura Ingalls Wilder on Little House on the Prairie. I mean, I had absolutely not a shot in hell at stopping you. And I mean, I was seriously concerned because there's still a knife involved. She's absolutely psychotic. I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm concerned for my life, her life, the other people's lives. And I just thought, you know, at some point I need to end this. And like, you know, I can't shoot them. I don't have a taser. I mean, my options are fairly limited, but I had been trained in this particular technique about like doing like a leg sweep kind of thing. And frankly, I don't think they were very nimble people. And I figured I had a pretty good shot. The best way I can describe it is like if you've ever had one of those like Turkish metallic square hams that you would run through a slicer. They're very wet. But anyway, it's a big thick ham. If you picture raising that ham and just smacking it on concrete, that is what they sounded like when I did the leg sweep program, which frankly was for their own good. And mine. I mean, it was for the best interest of everybody involved. And it just was like a canned ham smack on the ground. And, you know, the knife came out and they both went rolling and there's absolute blood everywhere and everyone is screaming. And I don't have any fucking clue what's going on. But I went right for the girl who is bleeding to death and I'm trying to save her life and I'm putting like compression on these wounds to her wrists and other places. And the whole time I'm trying to save her life because she's face down. Her ham is facing that way. And you know, I'm like trying to put compression to save her life. So you can imagine her legs are here. She's literally kicking me in the nuts the entire time. The entire time, repeatedly. The entire time. I mean, unendingly. You know, it was almost unbearable. And meanwhile, as I'm trying to save her life, the party's still happening, folks. You know, nobody's stopping. In fact, I'm here. I got a gun on my waist. I'm trying to save a girl's life. Whoever this other woman is rolling down the hall. And this dude, he comes up, and he's like here up against the gun. He's got like a, I don't know what it was, a joint, a cigarette, whatever, a beer in his hand. I remember the music was playing. I was like, and he was like vibing to the music, and he was like right here. I was like, get the fuck away from me, man. Like, this is not a party. And I guess the ultimate thing was that no one even knew I called out in the first place. Apparently my radio didn't work. I was on my own, and then the rest of the police showed up, and it was a total bloodbath. And their guns are out, and their eyes were wide, and they looked very concerned. And of course they should have been. And the ambulance people took over for this program, and I'm ripped apart and covered in blood and everything else. And long story short, this girl needed emergency treatment and convinced the EMTs that she was gonna treat them right. And the moment they took off the handcuffs, she found a second knife and tried to murder the EMT who was trying to save her. So I come running in, and here she is. And she's just absolutely going for the guy. And I just like, I just tackled her. And once again, I'm really not trying to be crass, but it sounded like a canned ham. And the knife came flying out, and she's once again crying, and you know, the handcuffs went on. And the beauty of the whole situation is that the story had a happy ending. She lived, I lived, the other woman who went rolling down the hallway lived, and the EMT lived. And I encourage you to